Dr. Leyland. Step into the future, the world is waiting now. Dreams are in the making, we'll show you how. From the books to the screen, from the stage to the stars. Level up your game, let's raise the bar. Innovation, inspiration, it's in our DNA. Breaking through the limits, we're paving the way. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. Empowered in your passion, your voice will be heard. Building a legacy with every word. From podcasts to pages, from business to art. Level Up's the place where it all can start. With heart and with vision, we're chasing every goal. Together we'll ignite the fire in your soul. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. We're trailblazing, breaking through the mold. Dreams are alive, let your story unfold. With courage and pride, we'll take the fight. At Level Up, we own the night. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. So let's level up and never look back. On the road to greatness, we're on the right track. Together we'll soar, together we'll thrive. At Level Up Academy, we're alive.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look at this. 3 reasons you should apply for 50 inspirational connections. Because A, your voice matters, and this platform will make sure it's heard. You'll also get featured on podcasts, magazines, and live streams. And you'll join a circle of more than 50, but within this realm, 50 heart-centered leaders changing the game on social media. So, again, welcome to Level Up, where every story sparks purpose, every connection fuels momentum, and each one of us takes a step closer to our potential. I'm your host. I'm Dr. Leland, your guide through bold ideas and, of course, timeless wisdom that elevate your legacy. We're here to lift each other up across backgrounds, our belief system, and our experiences because true progress happens together. In this podcast today, we're forging 50 motivational connections is our goal, okay? Real stories, insights, practical steps so that you can be inspired. Inspirational shouldn't be optional, guys. It is essential. When you wake up in the morning, what inspires you to get up and have a smile in your face and said, today is going to be a good day? Everything we do, everything that happens sometimes in our lives, we have choices. Some choices are harder than others, but every move that we make could potentially be harmful or joyful for us, depending on how we decide the moment we open our mouth, right? The moment we get our brains together. But inspiration is our theme this year because when we get inspired, something shifts Anxiety eases, courage grows, and impact follows. Right now, anxiety and despair feeling globally like far reaching consequences, right? But together with stories that speak to the heart and strategies that deliver ROI in your most valuable assets, your potential, we transform those pressures into power. Let me just give you context on why inspirational matters. Right now, anxiety is tied to our current war, right? There's a meta analysis I looked at yesterday of conflict zones. 43.4% of civilians really reported anxiety during wartime. Imagine our military personnel right now. High alert, right? There's so many things going on TikTok. I don't even go to watch the news because I feel like it's media or bias, period. So I go to the people. And with 28.9% experiencing depression, even more than PTSD right now. Okay, these are polls that I did not do. This is from frontier.org, right? It's a recent study of Ukrainian academic staff, even show that 44.3% are facing moderate to severe anxiety amid displacement. In cross national news across 11 countries affected by Russia, Ukraine, we're just talking about those two. Okay, the war, 25.7% reported moderate to reported extreme anxiety. Nearly half of the people in war ravaged regions right now are living with crippling anxiety, making inspiration a life saving necessity, right? Just because we're not in the war zone doesn't mean we don't feel their pain. We should. Those are our brothers and sisters, right? And here are some most recent and compelling statistics that I wanted to share with you. 14.5% more suicidal thinking about cyberbullying victims. Just one recently, she does the Save the Fox. She just killed herself June 23rd. Why? Bullying from the so called friends in her circle. Her husband just went on the daily news because she was big in the community for saving a fox. She does yoga with the fox. I kind of watch her video and it makes me sad, right? Very sad. Now, 8.7% higher suicide attempts reported by those bullied online. Okay, this is why inspiration online is so important, and I want to do that one platform at a time, guys, because victims under 25 are more than twice as likely to self-harm. Okay, 14.9% of teens have experienced online bullying. There's so many on TikTok, literally, their families are sharing. They killed themselves. 13, 14-year-old. I have a 17-year-old. I'm worried all the time, right? And the lady who got married, she was only 29. Crazy, right? 13.6% of teens have seriously attempted suicide. That's a lot. You're like 13%. Think about that, the millions, right? Millions. Now, almost half of teenage girls aged 13 to 17, which is about 46%, reported signs of online bullying. And 93% of these reports negative emotional effects. At college level, cyberbullying contributes significantly to social anxiety. Students experiencing cyberbullying are nearly twice as likely to attempt suicide. Adolescents reporting any bullying are 2 to 9 times more likely to consider that. 75%, get this, of cyberbullying victims report higher suicidal ideation than those experiencing traditional bullying, right? I'm sorry, but when I got bullied, we just fist fight. And in the end of that, like that's how I grew up. I did come home with lots of black eyes. I'm just saying. I got bullied a lot elementary because I didn't grow up with parents, right? But when the world drags us down, who lifts you up? Who lifts us up? Ask yourself that, right? Nearly half of war impacted people live with severe anxiety. So if you're complaining about your latte is not hot enough, or you got the almond milk instead of the oat milk, stop, right? Promise inspiration. This is what I'm trying to do is hope. That's why we're forging 50 connections that aren't just stories, they're pathways for us to focus on something that's positive in the aspect of our life, right? So today, join me. Join me. I'm actually joined by my sisters. This actually wasn't planned, but you know me. I live on the edge, guys. That Hello, everybody. Welcome. Can you hear me now? I love it when I'm shake uh camera stage and you can't hear me. So here's what we do, okay? Our Connections is global visibility campaign. This is designed to spotlight heart-centered or soul-hearted leaders, creatives, founders, change makers who are building community, creating that impact, and showing up with authenticity on social media. Okay, this is launched by Level Up Academy, moi, in 2023, right? Because we want people to grow their business in the last 2 years. This year, with all the anxiety, with wars and everything else, we're going to launch this for inspiration within the community. So if you yourself want to nominate as an inspiration to your community, yes, please. If you want to nominate somebody else, make sure you let that somebody, right? Tag them in this show in on LinkedIn and say, hey, I think you are inspirational. If you're on YouTube, tag them anyway. If you are watching this on Instagram or Facebook, tag them anyway. Okay. Because the purpose is to connect builders, leaders, and community weavers who inspires others and to give them recognition and visibility that they deserve. Some people do it and they're like, I don't really want visibility. It's okay. You don't need to nominate them, but let me know anyway, right? Maybe I can talk to them. We believe that visibility equals impact. We don't want to be the best kept secret, right? Powerful stories create ripple effects far beyond the screen, guys. And who is this for? Again, creatives, founders, thought leaders, coaches, consultants, community advocates, professionals. Even if you don't have a business, it's okay. So long as you've seen somebody within your community who inspires you, right? This is your chance to thank them. Anyone ready to grow visibility while staying true to their values, we welcome you, right? And what do you get as one of the 50? Well, you're going to be featured in our podcast. You're going to be spotlighted in our magazine in September. You're going to have live stream interviews to connect with other audiences within your community or within your group. We're going to put it on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and obviously Facebook. And we're going to be looking for you as an advocate status, as a leader of visibility, hope, and collaboration. And the top five, we're going to have a voting actually. We'll get cash prizes as well. Okay, so you're going to have access to our 50 influencers and leaders. You can have social proof. You're going to have media exposure. And we're hoping you're going to have new followers and clients as well. And why this matters? Because many incredible people are doing the work but remain unseen. And some of them want to remain unseen, and that's okay too, right? Maybe we can just highlight their work if you nominate yourself, right? The project creates a stage, not a spotlight. It's a collective movement where everyone shines. It builds a network of trusted leaders who grow together. What I do want to ask you this year is that if you nominate yourself or somebody else, they are committed to positivity. No gossip, no negativity, no doubts. I really am over it, right? I'm not making money for it. I am actually spotlighting because we need hope and inspiration, guys. And you will have negative sayers and all that. Please delete them off of my DM or your DM. You don't need negativity. You have enough on your plate. As a world, we need to come together. And here are my amazing inspirational ambassadors and community leaders. We have Zion, Susanna, Mike, and Marlene Foster. So I'm gonna keep it 30 seconds here, and we are going to move forward on my other thing that I wanted to
All right, we're having some technical difficulties, and CJ just sent me a message to take over. So, um, hopefully she will be back soon because this is, like she said, this is the 50 inspirational. That's what we're looking at those who give people inspiration. And as she comes back, as she's coming back,
Oh my gosh, internet is not good. So I don't know what's happening. But I don't know what happened to the scene. I'm hoping that we can present that one. It just went away. But I actually wanted to make sure that people are seeing what it's supposed to be, and 50 inspirational connections. So I'm going to find that. I'm hoping that I can find the slides. I believe it's this one. Yes, it is this one. And it's a celebration of digital impact, right? There's a lot of bullying online. So we want to make sure that we identify authentic leadership and meaningful contribution in the professional social media space. Somebody actually messaged me somewhere and asked, like, oh, what happened to so and so in 2023? I saw them that, you partnered up. And I'm like, people move on, and they're still inspirational in their own space, and let them be, right? That's what we do. We just let them be. Okay, so in terms of beyond traditional recognition, what is different this year is that we are going to award, focus solely. We're not do conventional awards on achievements only, but more of achievements in inspiration, right? So our vision is to have meaningful digital connections, authentic collaboration, and inspiring growth. And every single year, people move on to what they're trying to do. But this project stands as a testament to the power of positive influence in the digital space. Some people we still keep in touch. Some people we kind of let them be in their own space, right, sister?
yep.
And our values doesn't change, it just stays. But how our weak connections are selected, people are asking me about that. It's actually a thoughtful and kind of in behind the scenes. What I do is I look at who the nominees are and look at what they actually do. It's going to be a little bit this year. I'm going to ask some of my ambassadors to kind of check on the people who are nominated on the list on what they do. Maybe they're not on LinkedIn. Maybe they're big in TikTok, right? Maybe they're big on Instagram. These are things that we're doing differently this year. They're also evaluated based on the four core pillars: leadership, generosity, innovation, and authenticity, right? Leadership is about guiding others through example and vision, not just blah, 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 blah. Generosity, that means they're really sharing knowledge and support to their community. You can see that they're in live, and they're just not having a lot of panels all the time and talk, talk, talk. They're actually giving information, really good advice to people who are going through whatever space that they're talking. And of course, innovation is contributing fresh perspectives and approach. And being authentic means maintaining genuine voice and transparent communication, right? We can actually tell nowadays of who just wants to be in front of the camera versus somebody who's in the camera who are inspiring. The fundamental aspect of the selection process is literally about diverse backgrounds and perspectives. It's not going to be like the same people, right? Industries and professional disciplines, we want to invite you, everybody really. Career stages from emerging talents or seasoned experts, even the ones who are, let's say, I had one student who was from Africa and she asked me, can I apply? I don't own a business. I'm thinking of doing like opening a business, but I am a breadwinner of my family, and I get inspired by just watching the my family grow from what I've done online, from being a VA. Is that something that you would actually entertain? I'm like, of course, because you're an inspiration to your family, and that's okay, because we're doing individuals, not necessarily people who own a business, right? But we would definitely want community leaders because this is more diversity focused. Also behind the scenes, right? We have me, but we have leadership team, we have collaborative approach, and we evolve on our structure. I'm not going to be the only one that I will look at other social media. I'm going to have my ambassadors kind of check at everybody who are applying, right? To see that they have the core pillars that we want. Those four core pillars is really important, guys. The benefits: exposure, access to new opportunities, support mentorship, and enhance digital presence. Annual milestone: we did 2023, that was our first one, right? And then 2024, we build on that momentum. And then this year, I should put 2025 in there. It's our third annual celebration. So we're going to recognize, we're going to have awards, we're going to have commemorative digital assets, which I will be giving certificates, and obviously community engagement and opportunity. So I've looked at the past. These are some of the measurable outcomes year over year: 40% expansion of our network, 100 plus alumni network size from this, because obviously 50 and then 50. So we're 100 and plus our ambassadors. And there's actually over 120 plus last year, and I think 60 or 70 or maybe even 80 in the first year. So there's a lot of people within the network, right? And 73% are all professional opportunity increases, because you get to know people on what they do and what inspires them. And so instead of like doing coffee chats, you can just watch the 50 inspirational and you get to know what they do and why they are inspirational. So these are our future expanding inspirational connections. We're going to have a global scaling. So you'll be on 6 continents on your interview. You're going to learn the circles. What is the commonality? And usually it's the 4 pillars or the 4 core. And then we're going to have theme cohorts. Last year I did 5 at a time. I don't know if I want to do that this year. We'll see. There was a little bit of drama on those things. So I've learned. And the cycle launch, we're going to have launch and then maybe even do an anthology from this experience, which Susanna and I are entertaining in that. And then I just wanted to share that our YouTube channel alone, just alone, we have about 200,000 views. So if you want expansion and platform, this is your platform that you can show up, right? Also, I wanted to have a plug in here, shameless plug for our CDV, Confronting Domestic Violence Golf event. It is Monday, July 14th, right here in San Diego, Riverwalk Golf Club. So let me know if you are interested. I would love to see you, kind of play with you maybe. I'm not good at golf, so you're definitely going to win, but I will try to look cute. That's for sure. All right, so here's what we have. This is 2023. And that is 2024, and that is 2025. So you are missing in there somewhere in that circle, guys. Now 2020, if you notice, in 2023 Susanna was actually one of the 50 inspirational, and then last year she became an ambassador, and then this year she's also an ambassador. Mike is also on 50 inspirational, and then also become an ambassador, because I watch what people do online. To an ambassador has the strong character that builds community and positivity. That's really what I do. And Marlene also really does well on her community. And also Zion does well on his community on inspiration and inspiring other business leaders out there. So that is who we are. And this is where you can apply. Sister, any questions, any comments, any suggestions, any thoughts?
Apply. It's the beautiful thing of it is a lot of people, I think too many actually hold themselves back because they have that opportunity. They really should be applying, and they hold themselves back because there's some sort of a fear. There's something that's trying to tell them they're not good enough. Why should they think they could be one of the 50? And when I look at this group, on top of that, it's like apply, but then also know that just by applying, that opens you up to more opportunities, even if you don't make it into the final 50, because now you're on, if you weren't before, now you're on CJ's radar. Now you become on other people's radar. So just applying gets you out there more than doing nothing. And how many of us we really could use that extra boost, could use that extra set of eyes on what we're doing to help us grow, help us move forward.
Yeah. Anthony, so this one right here, from talking to other parents actually, and from my own experience, I have two daughters, right? Talking to them and asking them what's going on every day builds that trust that they can open up to you as a parent, right? Also, I would suggest as a parent also to not only talk to them, but like make sure that they know that you're there no matter what, no judgment, because I think kids don't want to involve their parents because they're like, oh, my parents are going to judge me. I just, all the kids want us to basically seem like a perfect child, or you can't do wrong, right? So just kind of always talk to them. And I think having that strong relationship with your kids is super important on any situation, so they can talk to you. But yeah, 7-year-old, yeah, there's a lot of bullying. I would suggest, if you have a daughter or a son, to not have social media until at least 14, to be honest. And they can watch your social media, but they shouldn't have access to it. Quite honestly, it's not really necessary. What are they going to do? Like, seriously, what are you going to do? Sell something in there? Like, no. I would suggest a little bit longer. I think my kids even don't really post anything. Like, even my 21-year-old, she posts like her music. But she doesn't really post anything. Bella doesn't either. Bella likes to post and then delete. That's what she's been doing. She's like, I just want them to pay attention for 5 hours and I'm deleting. And I'm like, maybe I should start doing that. Like, you know what I mean? But so I've been trying to do that on TikTok. Well, I post and I delete, and I post and I delete. So some people are like, wait, what happened to that post? I deleted, because I'm going through my daughter's strategy on, like, they shouldn't have to see everything, but just a little bit of you, see who's watching. And so that I was actually doing that. But definitely, yeah, my internet kind of went cuckoo. I don't know what happened to my internet, so that's why. So welcome, Lisa. Hello, everybody. Hi, Mike. Okay, so what I really wanted to also show, let me see, okay? We have a music for 50 inspirational connections. So I don't know if I have a video. Let me see. Yeah, I do. I'm going to put this 50 inspirational connections audios. If you guys want to ever have your own music and you have something that you have written, let me know. I'll be happy to use my little fingers to do AI music for that. Okay, here is the 50 connections that we've created for music.
Yo, it's not just a scroll, it's a movement. Let's get it. Yeah. Tap in, level up, it's the real lane. Dr. Leyland dropping fire, not playing games. 50 deep with the mission in the voice. Ain't just talk, we the power, we the choice. We spotlight rebels, dreamers, queens, bosses, builders, legacy machines. You want truth, you want real. This the type of vibe that you feel and heal.
From the mic to the gram, LinkedIn too. 50 connections, yeah, that's the crew. Wanna grow, wanna shine, wanna be seen. This the dopest network on the scene.
So don't just lurk, engage, ignite. Click that follow, change your life, this ain't hype. This the tribe on a mission, level up style, legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. From the mic to the gram, LinkedIn too. 50 connections, yeah, that's the crew. Wanna grow, wanna shine, wanna be seen. It's the dopest network on the scene. So don't just lurk, engage, ignite. Click that follow, change your life, this ain't hype. This a tribe on a mission, level up style,
Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition.
Legacy edition. I can see your little finger typing and I can hear it. Okay, Rashida, great question. Does it matter if we're selected as one of the previous 50 inspirational connections on LinkedIn? Is there a limit to how many times someone gets selected? Okay, 50 inspirational is actually, there's no limits, but you have to be consistent from like January or to January or what is it right now? June to June. You have to be consistently promoting Level Up Academy. You have to be consistently showing up and engaging with Level Up Academy, right? To be an ambassador. What's the point of you being a leader in the community and ambassador if you don't even engage with Level Up? Because this is all about Level Up Academy, leveling up everybody, right? And I can't do it alone. So that is one for ambassadorship, which most of these people, literally all of the ambassadors, have engaged with Level Up Academy consistently. So that's one ambassadorship. Secondly is you have to be one of the 50 inspirational connections, basically part 23, 24. So if you've been part of the 50 inspirational connections, you can definitely be in that ambassadorship. But I do watch every year who's engaging with Level Up consistently, right? Because that is the point. The second one is live with integrity and impact. So you don't need to be famous and all that, right? To really get into ambassadorship, but you have to be actively on social medias to create that platform, right? If you're screaming and you have really great speech and you have everything that you want to sell, but you're in a cave and no one's hearing you, it doesn't really matter at that point, right? Yes, you are inspirational by yourself, with yourself, alone in the cave. So we want to make sure that you don't need so many followers, but you do need somebody that listens to what you're going to say. Another one is engage weekly, at least one post or one comment throughout that year, right? Nominate, you can nominate as many as 3 people to 5 people, really. I've seen people nominate 6. Attend monthly ambassador circle calls when we do have one, because I do do the ambassador. I record with them, right, with a reaction on the submission of the videos. And then, of course, promote with purpose. Don't just promote for the sake of a check mark. Promote because you're provided branded media assets and captions so that you actually feel part of the community, not just a check mark community, right? There's a lot of check mark community. Of course, that's what's happening. Sorry, guys. And then also be feature ready, meaning like you have to, when you need to be on this podcast, collaborations, be ready to kind of be in there on the ground and be a team player. And then tag and collaborate, tag Level Up, tab 50 inspirational connections. And the last but not least, it's super important for us, is we have a no tolerance for toxicity policy. We have zero room for drama or hate or ego driven behavior, like any inkling of it. We don't tolerate it, because this is a movement for authenticity and healing and positive power. And so when you put your subconscious level on those negative, so and so said this, I don't care for them. Like, anyone can have an opinion. It's a free country, at least for now, right? You can pretty much say whatever, but if it's negative, we don't really want to take that in. So what about, do you have any additional comments on that, sister?
No, a lot of that's exactly how we've looked at everything. It's seeing what kind of comments, seeing how people, how even if it's somebody that's been in groups with us,
Mhm.
we're thinking about how were they within that group. What was their interaction like? Were they interacting, or were they just there? Because everything you said, we're not playing the LinkedIn guru game of you have to post every day, blah blah blah. But there is a consistency, and that's important.
Mhm. It is. Anthony, here's what I'm going to suggest. Okay, just try it. So when my kids were little, I used to have this thing that I want them to be intentionally kind to somebody at school. So I would say every time I pick them up from school, I'd be like, "Hey, who did you help today?" The first day they're like, "Huh?" They were confused. The second day, they're like, "Mom, explain." I said, "Well, you have to have at least one person that you did something good for them today, whether they're aware or not aware, but you need to tell me." And the next day, I picked them up. I said, "Hey, who did you help today?" And both my daughters, like, "Oh my God, so and so was sitting alone at lunch, and I did sit to her at lunch." I was like, "That's great." And then my youngest are like, "Oh yeah, I helped someone pick up the balls and the trash because he was crying. He didn't want to do it alone, and I helped him." Right. So make it intentional for your kids to do good so that you can have that conversation, right? And you don't just like, "How was your day today?" Right? Be intentional, like, "Who did you help today?" That would be so cool. Try that, Anthony, and then let me know. That's definitely what I did. Wonderful song. How did you create it? Secret sauce. Gatekeeping on that one, because I am selling to create songs, for sure, and I also create bots. Catchy song makes me want to dance. I hope you're dancing, Rashida. That's for sure. Did I miss it? Victor, no. And if I could nominate you, I would. This is one of the reasons why I'm opening up for nominations on TikTok, because I think you are wonderful. You are great. You are inspirational. This just for you, Victor. Okay, watch. Vic, take a picture of that. Okay, I want you to apply, please. Um, I'm not biased
Mhm.
or anything, but I'm just saying, like, I do want you to do it, right? Right, Susanna?
Well, it's not bias. It's like we know a lot of these different creators, and when we get to 50, you're going to have more than 50 to pick from. So it's still an unknown as to who's going to get it. But like I said before too, everybody who applies, they're getting their name in front of more people, no matter what happens after that. And the whole idea is now we see more inspirational creators. We want to make sure we level them up, get them get them seen more.
Yes, exactly. Also, halftime, guys, halftime. I do want to ask for your help, right? Elise actually is already out of the hospital for about a week now, but she has more complications. She did have an aneurysm in her heart. I will definitely give you guys an update again while I post sometime today about Elise. And not that I don't want to update you, I just want to make sure that I um, respect my sister Danielle's privacy
Mhm.
with her family. So I want to make sure that whatever I post online is something that she approves and her family approves, because she is a minor, right? Elise is a minor. But we really love and appreciate our community. Thank you guys so much. This is why we use this platform for things like this that comes up. Right. So we appreciate you. We're going to give you at least 30 more seconds. Any help. If you don't have financial stability right now and you can't help, it's okay, but we do ask that you share our information to your network. So thank you for doing that. All right. Let's see. Where were we? I was like, where were we?
50th.
Um, did I miss it? Okay, Mark. So mark this thing, guys. So August 2nd is the very last day you can apply. That's it. And the reason for that is because I need to get my magazine in September. Maybe I'll push it to October, who knows. Because I want to make sure that I can highlight the top 5 on the 50 inspirational connections on that. I'm actually going to increase my price on my magazine soon. Instead of $300, it's going to be $500. So yeah, because we're getting a lot more traction on it, and people, giving me really great feedback. I'm also going to include a podcast with that magazine, so they're not separate anymore. So that is why the price is going to go up, and the top 50. I'm sorry, the top 5 within the 50 will have voting. And so we're going to ask our community to vote. And we're going to probably give the voting, maybe 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Pretty short, not maybe even a week. and then we'll go from there, right? So basically, your communities, this is where your community engage with us and really show up for you, right? And this is all about you and celebrating or showing up for you who you nominated. There's a lot of amazing leaders out there, guys, but find the one that really inspires you to do something. Even if it's a small something, it's something, right? Any additional comments, sister?
Uh, Actually, I was just thinking about the voting. It's like, this is going to be fun to see how this one works, because that's a new feature. And that's what you do anyway every year. There's always something new. There's always something special that makes it better than the previous. It's just who you are. Next year, who knows where this is going to end up next year, because you just keep blowing it up year by year. And having this voting is really, I love this idea of having a top 5 that everybody votes on, and they get that opportunity to actually, everybody that's within the voting itself, they're being put in front of more people just through the vote. So it's a lot of fun thinking about what's going to happen, how this is going to go, and
I know.
starting to go into the weeds of how is this going to happen now.
I'm planning on it on some of the voting things, just posting a picture on Instagram and start voting there. Um, and probably build it to LinkedIn as well and Instagram on that and follow us. But it's really something that I love doing, right? And then my goal, my ultimate goal, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I really want to send one top number one vote one of these days, maybe 3 to 5 years from now. I want to give them at least like a weekend getaway, all inclusive, hotel, food, entertainment, cash prices, where they can just go. That's my eventual goal, that I'm able to do that for somebody, maybe like a family of maximum of 4. And I mean immediate family. It can't be nieces or anything like that. It could be your sister, it could be your parents, uh, but definitely within the circle of family where they live with you. It could be your spouse, it could be your daughter, whatever, son. But I want to do that maximum of family of 4. That's my eventual goal, is to pamper you a little bit for doing such a good job, right? And it's about community, inspiration for community. What have you done for the community that they can vote for you to be on that top 5? Rashida, I help my niece get motivated to get out of bed and clean her room, do her chores, etc. Having me on video chat motivates her to get going. That's really amazing individual motivation. You're going to be a good inspiration for her, and while she's growing up. So that's great. You know, it's you're building up that momentum with your family. So keep that up for sure. Victor, thanks, of course. And thank you for showing up and shining, my sisters, of course. April, better be on this one. I'm like, better be on this one. You're another one that I'm looking of being inspirational. Ollie, also, right? Thank you for coming in, but definitely enter yourself. This year is going to be different, a little bit different. I'm going to set it up differently. I've learned from the last 2 on what I need to do and not need to do for sure. And yeah, thank you guys so much for showing up today. Do you guys have any questions? Please let me know. Homer, what's up? Kumusta ka? Homer, definitely apply as well, because I would love to, have you apply. Now, in terms of unmuted by design, sister, why is it important to unmute by design?
Because you're thinking about, if you're doing it by design, you're actually being more intentional about your approach, about how you're going to unmute yourself. It's one thing to just say unmute and you start doing stuff. It's almost better to have some sort of a plan to, as you unmute, as you get out there and you speak more. At the beginning, it might be just hit and miss, but as you keep going, I love the idea of unmuting with a purpose, with a reason, with a focus. And I'm thinking about it in terms of even some of the stuff that you do, where you go in, you'll break something down and build it back better. And unmuting by design is kind of similar to that, because you're not just jumping up and down, waving your arms and saying, "Here I am." You're seeing what the landscape is. You're probably breaking it down a little bit to see where you fit best, and then jump in and add your own design to it. And that's the other piece, I think, is when you're doing design, it's actually you that's that piece. It's not just anything.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I was unmute by design, right? So we're going loud and proud, literally, on what we can with that. So here's what I'm thinking when it comes to unmuting by design. It's a strategy that stands out. Reason being is that it's a soul-led rebellion. Remember Rebel with a Cause? Yes, it's against silence, it's against self-doubt, it's against systems that benefit when we play small. Okay, when you play small, then there's a system set up for you on that. When you play catty and being toxic, there's a system set up for that. People thrive on negativity. We don't want that anymore. Okay, we're past high school. Like, seriously, guys, it's been a while. And start with the inner silence, right? You can't amplify what you haven't owned. If you haven't owned it, you can't amplify it.
No.
Ask, what part of my story am I still whispering? But also, be careful with the choice of words or where you're going. Who told you to be quiet? When did you start believing that quiet is the best way? Acknowledge that fear. Name what you want to say anyway, and go from there and journal it. Okay. If I weren't afraid of judgment or rejection, what would I say right now? Don't say it though. Write it down first. Okay. Reflect on it. That's how I got in trouble. Okay. Deprogram your conditioning. You've been trained, we have been trained to mute on purpose, especially if you're a woman of color, an immigrant, a neurodivergent, a BIPOC. I grew up around the same, shame culture, right? Reclaim your voice by recognizing that the mute button wasn't yours to begin with. Study that patterns, your family, your religion, your culture, the social media people that you're actually following, right? Say no more. That's your choice. It's your life. My truth is not too much. My presence is not a problem. My story is my superpower. Don't just scream to be heard. Speak to be felt. That's where authenticity lies, right? Don't just say, okay, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna just participate on purpose and unapologetically. Okay, so I think Rashida was asking, what is the similarity? Wait, you said something about something. Hold on. Oh, thank you for praying for Elise. We appreciate that. Pink is the color. Yes, yes, it is. Yes, I want to do this, Rashida. This is what I want to actually do. Who is LinkedIn user? You might not be connected with me yet. That's probably why it's showing that. Are the phrases by design and on purpose the same thing? There's similarities. Okay, so I'm going to give you the differences. Okay, because you're thinking it's the same, but I'm going to give you the difference. Tone. On, on purpose means bold, emotionally active. By design is strategic, it's thoughtful, and it's structured because you're thinking about it. Now, what's the implication on purpose? I did this deliberately. That's on purpose. When you do it by design, this was architected or pre-planned. When someone is out to get you and you just can't get away from it, you think, oh, they're doing it on purpose. No, they did it by design. There's a difference. There's strategy on it. right? Think of skin deep when you're like, ha 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 ha. You have somebody that you kind of like laugh with, but you can't really give them your secret. Yeah, you can laugh with them on purpose, but deliberately to be friends with them is by design, right? Now let's talk about focus, the difference between on purpose and by design. Focuses on the choice or the act. That is on purpose. By design focuses on the structure, the system, or planning it. The voice, often personal or reactive. If someone wrongs me, I'm going to be doing this. This is on purpose. By design, you are systematically thinking of what you're saying and you're being proactive, right? Built, used when emphasizing agency or willpower or clarity. That's on purpose. But if you want by design, you have strategy, you have intention, and you have a blueprint for thinking before opening your mouth, right? Example, I took a breath from social media on purpose. By design, this entire brand was built by design to attract conscious leaders, right? Just like our 50 Inspirational, it's by design. Sister, any more thoughts on this?
I'm thinking about it too, and on purpose. I mean, how many times, just going back to childhood, where somebody pretends that it's an accident when it was on purpose. They weren't thinking about it before they did it, whether they bumped into somebody, knocked over their food tray, whatever it is, it's just almost momentary. It happens in can be a spur of the moment thing. You can be on purpose in the spur of the moment. You can't be by design in a spur of the moment, because you have to have some planning, unless you're the Flash, okay? Then you can think fast enough in 3 seconds to plot everything out. But other than that, that's the way I see the two of them. On purpose is that how many times I can think about my parents, my mom, or my brother. Something happens, and it's like, you did that on purpose, and then of course it's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. But you know it. You know it happened on purpose. It just in the moment. You didn't think about it. It just happened. So that's
Yeah.
the strategy part that you talk about for design.
Mm-hmm. Rashida, you are right. You're in the correct realm, right? On purpose is more emotional intent, passion, conviction, self agency, inner fire, that energy. That is on purpose. The by design is outcome based strategy. There's a planning, there's a system, there's a structure, right? It's deliberate blueprint. That's 50 Inspirational is unmute by design, right? Because we're all muted. We can't go anywhere. It costs so much money to do this and that. And CJ, what are you going to get from it? Are you getting money? No, I'm giving money. What? I'm giving my time too. If you want to, if you want to be in my mentorship program and leadership, it's $200 an hour. Okay. So that's how I'm spent. I spend 100 hours each time, every time when I do this for free. What way you get from it? There's got to be something. There's got to be a scheme. I don't do scheme. I don't have time for it.
Nope.
Right? So on purpose, think of it as the why. I did it because it mattered to me. By design is how I set it up to achieve results. Those are the difference between the two. I speak on purpose because I refuse to stay silent anymore. That's heart. That's healing, right? That's personal. Now, I built this brand by design. Every word, every color, every post is aligned with my legacy. That's intentional architecture. That's visionary execution. So, yeah, on purpose moves people because there's emotion and you're being authentic. By design moves the system because once you do that and you find your purpose, you need to do something with that purpose. And that is the how. What is the purpose of doing 50 Inspirational Connection? To inspire you, to move you, to get you going, whatever that is. Because when you're doing it alone, it's tiring. It's tiring. But if you have a whole people pushing you like, Rashida, yes, you can do this. You can do this. Even on the day that you're tired, it moves that, right? That is on purpose. That is by design, by systems. And that's what I'm creating is movement of legacy and impact. Anything else, sister, that you want to add?
Oh, I think you've got it all covered right there. I love it. Between what we've talked about this for like 5 minutes, and I think we've covered design versus purpose.
Yeah, and if you have both, you are definitely unstoppable, right? That's because you get your authenticity of your emotions, and now you're designing how you want to pivot and change. Just like I want to earn money on purpose because I got to live. How are you going to spend that money? Is your design shopping? No, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. Just think about this. I'm going to put this on Instagram, I think, today. Um, Speak on purpose, build by design, because emotions without strategy is noise, and strategy without heart is empty. By me. I'm going to put that on Instagram. And maybe TikTok. But that is what it is. So we're going to continue talking to 50 inspirational connections. Again, guys, August 2nd is the last day to apply. I think if I get an application, I was going to say that I'm going to wait till mid-July. Just send you an email if you're, one of the 50 inspirational, all the way till August 2nd. But you'll have an email to do the second part, meaning like if you're part of the 50 inspirational connections, you're going to create a video, minimum 2 minutes, maximum 5. And I mean 5, not 501. 5 minutes, okay, on your story. And I have a different question this year for that 5-minute video, in alignment with inspirational theme, right? So, sister, who is this one? Wait, what the heck? Okay, thank you, Marlosa, for sharing and inviting, and thank you, Dr. C and Rashida. It was awesome being here. My name is Masi Demesi, and my name will show up as LinkedIn. Oh, please connect with Susanna and myself, and
Yep.
then please invite us to maybe a Zoom or a one-on-one, because we want to see how we can collaborate. And also, collaborate doesn't mean fees, okay? Some people will do that. We do have services that are with fee, but this is something that we do for our community for free. And all of the people that are ambassadors, they're not getting paid money, guys. They're getting paid on something that I will provide for them. But this is all volunteer. Yes, Anthony, try that and tell me what your daughter actually says. I would love to see, what she comes up with. Like, oh, Dad, I helped somebody so and so. Sometimes it takes a week, for them to be intentional. But at that age, they're willing to talk to you like, so and so I helped. So I can't wait, Anthony.
And Anthony's in
Yeah.
town, so it's like we need to connect with Anthony if we're not already.
Yeah, Anthony, definitely. We need to connect. And he is in the Hounds. So we are brothers and sisters in the Hounds business community. So thank you for connecting with us in the future, in the near future. And we hope that we can have you in our live streams. We have Wednesday live streams as well,
Yeah,
for
I've
our
got Tuesday.
podcast. So wait, what?
Yeah, I've got the Tuesdays, you've got the Wednesdays and Thursdays.
And Sundays. Don't forget Sundays.
And Sundays.
Those and Fridays. Oh, I'm working with one of my sponsors, guys. Hold on. I have a lot of sponsors going on in my head right now. Not Bella Grace, but Influencing You. It's $150 a month membership to be in there, and it's social media for people who are business owners. And they are putting together a package for me to give to one of my followers, to get a 1 month free subscription, I believe. So that is coming up for giveaway soon, as part of our 50 inspirational connections. So this will be fun. So
Yeah.
definitely apply, and we will see you soon, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. See ya.
I started in the silence, behind closed doors. Dreams too loud to keep tucked in the floorboards. Late nights, broke days, no applause in sight. Just coffee, hustling that fire to fight. They said, play small, but I'm built to expand. No silver spoon, just grit in my hand. I will every note, like armor and steel. Visibility's a battle, but I'm real and I heal. From invisible threads to the front of the stage, I'm rewriting the script, turning scars into page. Level up, rise above the fear. Let them hear your voice, make your purpose clear. Every step, every stumble, every tear in the rough. You were made for this moment, you are enough. Level up, break through the doubt. Turn the whispers of your past into a victory shout. You ain't just chasing clout, you're building a legacy. Now the world's gonna see what they couldn't believe. Yeah, yeah. What they couldn't believe. See the back end, just a headline glow. But success is built slow, where the struggle don't show. Algorithms change, but your mission's divine. You're the brand, you're the vision, you're the power behind. You gave free just to prove you have value inside. Now it's invoices paid and your name amplified. You're not just in business, you're changing the game. And your visibility, that's more than a name. No more shrinking, this is expansion. No more asking, this is commanding. You've been the spark, now you're the flame. Entrepreneur by fire, fueled by name. Level up, rise above the fear. Let them hear your voice, make your purpose clear. Every step, every stumble, every tear in the rough. You were made for this moment, you are enough. Level up, break through the doubt. Turn the whispers of your past into a victory shout. You ain't just chasing clout, you're building a legacy. Now the world's gonna see what they couldn't believe. What they couldn't believe. To the late nights, the lost friends, the risks you took, to the brand you built and the space you shook. Here's your crown, your moment, your spotlight beam. You didn't just chase the dream, you became the dream.